Good morning, children. Let us continue chapter 3, water bodies. Now we will discuss about the rivers. So rivers are natural bodies of flowing fresh water. They have a very low concentration of salt or have no salt at all. The direction that the river is flowing is is known as a downstream, and this movement is known as the current. Okay, as you can see, the river is originating from somewhere from mountains, and this is what is downstream. It's flowing down, so downstream. Most rivers originate from mountains, as I've told you here. Okay, they originate from mountains. So mountains may be snow covered or ice covered on the mountains, and the snow and ice melts on the mountains and trickle down the mountain. मतलब जो मेल्ट होती है और वहां से वो बूंद बूंद के रूप में रिसना शुरू होती है, and this drop water becomes a river. As more and more water trickles down, it forms a stream. Eventually, multiple streams are formed and they join together to form a big river. So, children, course of the river, like we people have got three stages, means human being has got three stage: childhood, then young stage, and the old stage. Similarly, rivers have these three stages. Okay, so this one, upper stage is known as the youth stage. In the upper stage, the river is often in mountainous areas, as you can see here. In the mountainous areas, and this section of a river is cold, clear, and fast flowing, as the river is coming down from the mountains. It has a very steep slope. When the river flows from the down through the upper course, the channel is narrow and water current is very strong. मतलब जब पहाड़ों से आती है तो उसकी स्पीड बहुत तेज होती है. This causes a vertical erosion and forms a V-shaped valley. Vertical erosion मतलब जब वह पहाड़ों से आती है तो वो अपने बेस को काटती है. ठीक है, बेस मतलब वो एरिया जहां रिवर फ्लो करती है उसको एक्चुअली बेड ऑफ द रिवर कहा जाता है. So river cuts its bed, hence forms the V-shaped valley. Because this valley resembles to the English alphabet V, hence the valley is known as V-shaped valley. So in this stage, waterfalls are formed. Then middle course, also known as mature stage. River often meander. Meander मतलब जैसे ये आप देख रहे हो S के शेप में. ठीक, this is what is meander shape. Along their middle course because it is less steep and has a moderate flow of water. मतलब यहाँ पे जो है रिवर प्लेन में एंटर कर गई और यहाँ आते ही प्लेन में एंटर करते ही रिवर की स्पीड रिड्यूस हो गई. So the river is not able to carry the sediment. Sediment मतलब जो मिट्टी अपने साथ बहा के लेके आ रही है, अब उसको बहुत स्पीड से लेके नहीं जा पा रही. तो क्या करती है रिवर? रिवर स्टार्ट्स meandering. ओके, एस शेप बनाती है. सांप चलता है वैसे चलना शुरू करती है धीरे धीरे. A mixture of silt and gravel collects at the bottom of the river. We call this process deposition. At this stage, small meanders or bends and small floodplains are formed. Lower course, when where the river flows gently because of the gentle slope of the land. जैसे आपके घर में आपके दादा दादी हैं, ठीक है, अब वो सुस्त हो चुके हैं because of their old age. मतलब अब वो जो भी काम करेंगे बहुत धीमे धीमे करेंगे. So similarly, river is an old stage. So river is also doing, मतलब means flowing river slowly. The main work of the river is what? Flow. वो बहुत धीमे हो जाता है यहाँ पे. This course also looks like a lake habitat. This winding part of a river contains muddy, slightly warmer water which flows much more slowly. plant grows in the riverbed and at this stage edge मतलब जो plants हैं वो नदी के दोनों तरफ grow करने शुरू हो जाते हैं. Okay, and this stage is also known as lower course is also known as old stage. Now children, major rivers of the world, main rivers of the. So children, this map is showing the major rivers of the world. Let us see where is the river Mississippi. This one. The Mississippi River has the third largest river basin in the world. Its watershed includes all of the land drained by the numerous tributaries up to the delta and the mouth of the river in Louisiana. So tributaries, we know that small rivers which joins the main river, and delta is the triangular landmass formed at the mouth of the river. Mouth is the place where the river discharges its play water into the any water body. Okay, like Gulf, here the river is draining its water, so this is the mouth, and the source is the place from where the river is originating. It flows through 31 US states and 2 provinces of Canada and in total covers an area of about 3.2 million kilometers square. It begins in Lake Itasca, a tiny body of water only about 30 feet deep in the central Minnesota, and ends as a torrent in Louisiana where it empties into the Gulf of Mexico. This water body is Gulf of Mexico where this river Mississippi ends its journey. The Mississippi River and its tributaries makes up the largest commercial waterway in the United States. Commercial waterway means means this water body helps them to earn money. This is used for trade purpose. It includes tributaries of Jefferson and Missouri River. This is Arkansas. Okay, then here is Missouri. These are the tributaries of Mississippi. This river is home to 260 species of fish and 60% of all birds in North America completely depends on the river basin, especially during the migration. Then children, Amazon River. Amazon River is the largest river in the world by volume, flowing through parts of Peru, Venezuela, Ecuador, Bolivia, and Brazil. The main source of Amazon River is the Mantaro River in the Peru, and its mouth is at Atlantic Ocean. So river Amazon originates from Andes mountain. Okay, and this is Brazil, and this is Atlantic Ocean where river Amazon ends its journey. It produces about 20% of all fresh water that flows into the world's ocean. The Amazon River Basin remains a large natural water channel with exception of large pockets of cattle ranches in the southern part of river along with some industrial activity. Cattle are the animals which are used for domestic purpose, which gives milk. Okay, and their beef meat is used. So its length comes from twists and turns. It means रिवर जब ओरिजिनेट होती है और जो बहती है पूरी जगह पे वो ट्विस्ट और टर्न मतलब zigzag होती हुई बहती है. So its length comes from the twists and turns it makes through the Amazon rainforest. ये जो बह रही है ये Amazon river rainforest के बीच से बहती है river. Its volume comes from its width and depth. An estimated 1/3 of the world's animals can be found along the Amazon. Some of them are quite unique, such as Amazon River dolphin, the largest freshwater dolphin in the world. This river, Mississippi, was formed when the glacier retreated after the last ice age about 15,000 years ago. European explorers used the river for fur trading. मतलब जो एनिमल्स है जिनकी बॉडी पे फर होता है उनके बॉडी के फर को निकाल करके फर को बेचने के लिए इस रिवर का इस्तेमाल किया जाता है. And later settlers used it for transportation of people and goods. That is why it is used for commercial purpose. Then children, Nile River. The Nile flows across Africa for over 6,853 kilometers and finally meets the Mediterranean Sea at the Nile River Delta. It is considered the longest river in the world. So lengthwise, this river is long, and widthwise, this river is largest river. Okay, this river means Amazon River is the largest river, and this is the longest river. It has two main tributaries, the Blue Nile and the White Nile, which begins near Lake Tana in Ethiopia, and the White Nile, which flows from Lake Victoria, the largest lake in Africa. This Lake Victoria is the largest lake of Africa. The river Nile's water is used for drinking, agriculture, transportation, power generation, flood control, fishing, tourism, and many other purposes. Then children, Mackenzie River. The Mackenzie River Basin, and with an area of about 1.8 million square kilometer, is the second largest river basin in North America after the Mississippi River Basin. Due to the snow melt and the breakup of the ice in the spring and summer, the Mackenzie River is loaded with suspended sediments and dissolved solid. Its source is the Great Slave Lake in Canada. This lake, from where the river Mackenzie originates, is the source. Okay, and the name of the lake is Great Slave Lake. And its mouth is at Beaufort. This sea is known as Beaufort Sea. And Beaufort Sea is an example of marginal sea, children, in Arctic Ocean. This river system includes three major lakes of the region, namely the Great Slave, the Great Bear, and the Athabasca Lake. 54 species of fish are found in Mackenzie River. Then children, Ganges या गंगा नदी. ठीक है, the river Ganges is about 2,525 kilometers long. It is formed from the water that melts from the Gangotri glacier. So the source of river Ganga is Gangotri glacier in the Himalayas. It flows through the countries of India and Bangladesh. When the Ganges river reaches the Bay of Bengal, which is the part of the Indian Ocean. So this starts from Himalayas, flows through Indian states, UP, Bihar, and West Bengal, then Bangladesh, and falls into Bay of Bengal here, which is a part of Indian Ocean. So here it forms the world's largest delta along with river Brahmaputra. Okay, and this delta is known as the Sundarban Delta. The Ganges system includes three large rivers, the Ganga itself, then Brahmaputra River, and the Meghna River. Meghna is the other name of river Brahmaputra in Bangladesh. And in Bangladesh, river Ganges is known as Padma. With its fertile soil and broad delta, the Ganga River is the backbone of agriculture in northern India and Bangladesh. Its chief crop includes rice, sugarcane, lentil, अरहर की दाल इसको बोलते हैं हम, oil seeds, potatoes, and wheat. Then children, St. Lawrence River, again in North America. So St. Lawrence River connects the Great Lakes to the Atlantic Ocean. Starting from eastern end of Lake Ontario. It flows out towards the ocean. At the end, it gets wider and turns into the Gulf of St. Lawrence. This narrow water body here is Gulf of St. Lawrence. Because the river St. Lawrence fall here, that's why this is known as Gulf of St. Lawrence. St. Lawrence River is almost 1,197 kilometers long and flows close to the broader border between the United States and Canada. In 1954, the US and Canada started working together on the St. Lawrence Seaway. They made the shallow parts of the river deeper to allow big ships to sail all along the river. Today, it is one of the busiest international trade routes in the world. People also use the river for hydropower, means the power which is obtained from water, creating electricity from the river's currents. Then children, Rhine River. Rhine is the European river here. So Rhine is the second longest river of Central and the Western Europe. It flows about 1,233 kilometers from the Swiss Alps to the Netherlands and finally into the North Sea. This sea is North Sea. Here is Alps mountain from where river Rhine originates and river ends in North Sea. It has been an important transportation route since the days of the Roman Empire when many castles were built along its waterway. The Rhine River watershed is about 185,000 kilometers square in size. Its basin includes the countries of Luxembourg, Italy and Belgium. Here, these are known as, okay, here are Luxembourg, Italy and Belgium. Then river Indus, this one. River Indus flows through the heart of Pakistan for most of its length. It is the ninth longest river in Asia. It begins in Tibet. As you can see, it begins in Tibet, flows through India and then Pakistan. The river is fed by glaciers, snow melt and tributaries and it floods during the monsoon season. Monsoon season में इसमें बारिश आती है और रिवर तिब्बत, इंडिया और पाकिस्तान से होती ही अरेबियन सी में गिरती है. Arabian Sea is also the part of Indian Ocean and this is the marginal sea of Indian Ocean. And then the Indus and Delta are, Indus River and Delta are home of unique species including the endangered Indus River dolphin. Then children, river Danube. This one is river Danube, the longest river within the today's European Union and the second longest in the continent. The Danube originates in the Germany's Black Forest and flows in a southeasterly direction through Central and the Eastern Europe towards the Black Sea. So it originates from Black Forest and Black Forest is the example of Block Mountain. We have studied already, okay? Originates from Black Forest and flows into the Black Sea here. It flows through 10 modern-day European nations, Romania, Hungary, Serbia, Austria, Germany, Bulgaria, Slovakia, Croatia, Ukraine, Moldova. It is an important transport route for the whole of the Europe and is designated as Corridor 7 of the European Union since the opening of the Rhine-Main-Danube Canal and the Danube-Black Sea Canal. The Danube links of North Sea and Western Europe with the ports of Black Sea. Then children, river Ob. This one is river Ob. River Ob is the Western Siberian and is the Western Siberian river and is considered to be the longest river in Russia with the length of about 3,650 kilometer. The river is formed by confluence of Altai, Bia and Khatun river. In north, the river flows into the Kara Sea, forming a bay. This one is Kara Sea, children, and you can see it is enclosed by archipelago here. So this is marginal sea, known as Ob Bay. The Ob River serves as a major navigable water that and one facilitates the transport of cargo from the interior of Russia to the prime trade centers and major cities of the country. Large number of Siberian oil and natural gas fields, producing two-thirds of the country's oil and natural gas, occur along the Ob River basin. A significant number of industrial centers of the country, like Novosibirsk and Baranol, are based along the banks of the river. Then children, Wango River. Okay, this is also known as Yellow River because of the color of the silt. मतलब जो मिट्टी है उसका कलर कैसा है, येलो कलर है, इसलिए इसको हम येलो रिवर बोलते हैं. Wango is the world's sixth largest river and the length is about 5,464 kilometers. Its source is in Kunlun Mountain. Here is Kunlun Mountain. So it originates from Kunlun Mountain in the western China and its mouth is at Gulf of Bohai. This is known as Gulf of Bohai and this sea is known as Yellow Sea because the river Yellow drains here. Named So the river is also called Yellow River, named due to the color of the silt that is carried downstream in its flow. I hope children this topic river is clear to you all. So thank you children.